bonjour. The partitive article in French is the grammar topic the two of us are covering in this video. And right before we start, I'll ask you to pay special attention to the theory I'll be giving in this video because there's an exercise to do afterwards. Yes, after each video of this playlist, you'll find a short exercise, tiny, very short, that you can access by clicking the link below the video. I suggest you create the ace in the whole habit of doing an exercise right after covering the theory to be rewarded with lifelong autonomy. Definitely a good idea to link uh, learning theory with completing an exercise right after. And now, without further ado, let's get started. As you can see on screen, we're talking about l'article partitif en français, the partitive article in French. You notice that de plus le becomes du when you have a word and you cannot quantify this word, right? And we'll get to the definition in a second, but de la becomes de la. So no change there for feminine nouns. And de L apostrophe remains de L apostrophe. What is a partitive article, you might ask? And it is used to indicate the unknown quantity of an item. So whenever you have a word and you cannot know exactly how many of that word, of that noun can be quantified, well, there you have it. You're going to need a partitive article in French. Sometimes it could be the equivalent of some in English. However, the English language often omits the use of an article in such cases. Let's take a bunch of examples. I would like gasoline. Je voudrais de l'essence. We need to use a partitive article here, and sometimes it can be confusing because people might think, oh, I'm actually using an indefinite article. Of course, it's de apostrophe, but no. When you cannot quantify, when you cannot say, okay, I have 3 gasoline, it doesn't work like that. You need gasoline. It is an unquantifiable noun. Je voudrais de l'essence. So in that case, we have a partitive article. He buys meat. Ooh, the bad person. He buys meat. Well, il achète de la viande. De la viande is a partitive article here. We make butter. Nous faisons du beurre. Because I cannot say, for example, about to butter or, I'm eating to butter. You're eating butter. It's unquantifiable. Or you bought 2 bags of butter, or you bought something that you can quantify, and then it wouldn't be a partitive article. But in that case, well, it is a partitive article. We make butter. Nous faisons du beurre. And I'm not saying nous faisons beurre, because it is the French language here. It is a difference. Jafar will have milk. Jafar prendra du lait. All right? Le lait is a masculine word. And what do we have here? De le becomes du. So I didn't say Jafar prendra de le lait, and I hear this mistake made by students often. De le lait? No, 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 because lait is uncountable. Again, you cannot say, well, I bought 2 milk. No, you bought 2 cans of milk or 2 bottles of milk, 2 bouteilles de lait, all right? But you're not going to say 2 bouteilles du lait because here it is quantifiable. But du lait is unquantifiable. And back to the screen, we have one more example. To have some courage. You know when someone tells you, have some courage. Well, in French, you could have avoir du courage because le courage is a masculine word. Avoir du courage. Unquantifiable. I cannot say how many courage I have. It's something unquantifiable. Now, a word of caution. There are exceptions in French, a lot of exceptions. And the first one is when you use a negative sentence in French with the use of the partitive article, when you couple the two of them. Du becomes de la becomes the L apostrophe becomes the apostrophe. And a bunch of examples are going to illustrate that much better than other kind of explanations. Je voudrais de l'or becomes, which by the way means I would like gold. Je voudrais de l'or. I would like gold. Je ne voudrais pas d'or is what it becomes in the negative form. So we have a change here. What we thought was the perfect use of the partitive article in French changes in the negative form. Je ne voudrais pas d'or. Il achète de la viande. He buys meat. Il n'achète pas de viande. He doesn't buy meat. And there, by partitive article that we thought we had mastered because the role changes in the negative form. Nous faisons du café. Do you like coffee? I really like coffee. It's really good. Nous faisons du café becomes nous ne faisons pas de café. Le café is a masculine noun. Du café, le café. But in the negative form, it changes, just like you can see it there on screen. Du becomes de. Jafar prendra du lait. Same rule. Jafar ne prendra pas de lait. Let me try to have you repeat that sentence with you. Jafar ne prendra pas de lait. I'm pretty happy if you only repeated the sentence in your head along with what I said. It's a great start. Of course, it would be 5 stars if you had actually repeated the sentence out loud. That would be a high 5, a high 6, a high 7, a lot of numbers after high words. And finally, we have to have courage. Avoir du courage in the negative form becomes ne pas avoir de courage. Okay, this was exception number 2. This was the word of caution for exception number 2, but let's not forget that there's another exception to keep in mind with those partitive articles in French. With the verb être, which is to be, used in the negative, the partitive article remains unchanged when preceded by the verb être. So in that case, what I've just said before doesn't apply. So it is an exception within an exception. Russian dolls. And here we have the first sentence. C'est de l'essence. C'est de l'essence. It is gasoline. Well, when it is coupled with a verb to be, être, ce n'est pas de l'essence. It remains the same, unchanged. The previous rule doesn't apply. C'est du beurre. Ce n'est pas du beurre. It is butter. It's not butter. I don't know what that is. It's definitely not butter. Ce n'est pas du beurre. C'est de la viande. Ce n'est pas de la viande. Okay? That was exception number 2. And, well. Now you're ready to take on the exercise. So click the link below the video, complete the exercise, and you're done. See you soon.